Fair Lawn Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight, where we introduce local businesses to the community and the world at large via social media. Hi, my name is Alan Cohen. I'm on the board of directors for the Fair Lawn Chamber of Commerce, and it is my pleasure to interview these wonderful people of our community. Today's guest is a special guest. His name is Dr. Cintineo. He runs the Academy Spine and Physical Therapy here in Fair Lawn, and they're located in the Medical Center building on Fair Lawn Ave. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. John Cintineo. Hi, Dr. Cintineo. How are you today? And thank you for joining us.
Hey, good morning, Alan. I'm doing excellent, and I thank you for having me on this morning.
Yes, my pleasure. Dr. Cintineo, I know you for many years. You've been my family's chiropractor and physical therapy center for many, many years. My wife, my two children, and I go there all the time. It's a great facility. Recently, you also renovated the place, and it looks terrific and added a lot more services. Can you tell us a little bit about the services of Academy Spine and Physical Therapy?
At the moment, our services include chiropractic, physical therapy. We have an acupuncturist on staff, massage therapy on staff, and we have a pain management physician on staff, and then we have also a vein specialist, and that's on staff as well. And we are in the process of bringing in additional medical providers into the practice, and that will happen by the end of this year.
That's great. Really wonderful services. I guess it's all around to really get everybody back in shape. How long have you been in Fair Lawn itself?
So I opened up in Fair Lawn originally in 1987, which is a long time ago. And I opened up originally on River Road. So my old office was across the street from where the Dunkin' Donuts is now. So we were there from 1987 until we moved into this office in 2003. And at the time we had moved into this office, it was about a third the size it is now. In 2010, we did an expansion and basically double the size of the office at that time. And then just 2 years ago, we expanded again in anticipation of bringing in the additional medical providers and additional services.
So the facility is much larger, and I noticed that the last time I was there. It took a while to renovate, but you have a lot more rooms, so a lot more could go on at the same time. How long have you been a chiropractor in this business?
So I opened originally, as I mentioned, in 1987, and this was actually my first office.
And you studied, of course, chiropractic, but you also have many other credentials.
So I have, so let me explain, Alan.
Yes.
So in chiropractic, there are actually areas of specialization in the same way that there is in the medical profession. And so a lot of the postgraduate training that I have and continuing education that I have is in trauma care. I have a lot of postgraduate education in MRI interpretation, biomechanical assessment of the spine. I'm credentialed in accident reconstruction. And so with having that background that makes me an expert in the evaluation and treatment of patients who are involved in automobile accidents, in patients who have sports injuries, slip and fall injuries. So essentially anything that is trauma related. And the fact that we have not only the chiropractic, but that we also have physical therapy and acupuncture and massage, that helps us also in the treatment of the patients.
And the doctors that work with you, like you mentioned, I know there's a Dr. J, Dr. Maya. I'm using their first names. You could tell us their full names. They're all excellent doctors. So we visited with many of them, and they've been terrific. Can you tell us about some of the other doctors that are with you?
So the other chiropractor that's here with me is Dr. Salik. So he's been here for 6 years now, and he works as an associate in the practice. So he treats a lot of the patients in the practice as well. And his expertise is more in sports and muscle work.
Mm-hmm.
So he does a lot of soft tissue work around the spine, in addition to adjusting the spine as well. The two PTs we have, as you mentioned, are Maya and Zach. Maya has been with us for 10 years now.
Wow.
And Zach a little under a year. And Sophia is our acupuncturist.
Each one of them is extraordinary. And the thing that I do like especially is that, yes, you have to come in and get this physical therapy and massage and all that, but these doctors are also, they become like family to you. And they also understand your body and your specific needs. So it's not like you go to a doctor and it's one here or there. They almost become like your family practitioner in what they do. I think that's very commendable about the way you run your company over there, that not only are you giving them the main support they need physically and mentally, because once you feel good, your mental state gets better, but they do become like family, and you could trust them that they know what they're doing and they're looking after your good. That's really commendable, the way your company works.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Alan. And that's exactly the way we design the practice, and that's the way everybody is trained in the practice as well, that the patients are the number one priority in the practice. And with chiropractic and PT, it's not as if you're coming in only once a year or a couple of times a year, the way that you go to your primary doctor on most occasions. You're coming in here multiple times a week over a customized treatment program. So we're seeing each other often, and we make it an effort to get to know our patients. And we want the patients to feel comfortable in the office as well, with the understanding that the patients are coming in because they're in pain. And so we want to have them feel as comfortable or as cared for as possible.
You know, at this point, Dr. Cintineo, I would love if you could take us around your facility and show us a little bit, maybe a couple of different stations or offices. Would you be kind enough to do that for us today?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that, Alan.
Academy Spine and Physical Therapy and the facility that they run.
Physical therapy?
So all the exercise areas, there's the bikes and the...
We'll go all the way around real quick.
Yeah, it's great. Nice and a lot of room there. Very open ended. Hey, I see Lori there, and I see others. Hi there. Hi everyone.
Ebony, that's Maya.
And there's Dr. Meyer. Dr. Meyer, it's Alan. Hi there.
Hi, Professor.
Thank you. So, how are you, Dr. Meyer? Would you like to come to the camera and talk to us for a minute? Hi, Dr. Meyer. It's so nice to see you. We're doing an interview of Academy Spine. It's so wonderful to see you. Could you tell us what your position is and what you actually do at the Academy Spine?
I'm a physical therapist. I'm currently treating a patient. So we see patients with orthopedic injuries, with neurological conditions. We treat neck and lower back injuries, post accidents, sport related, gait trainings, balance trainings for people who fell. So whoever needs us, we are here.
There you are. And
we can help you.
could you just tell us a little bit about your training? And you're a doctor of physical. What are you actually considered?
I'm a doctor of physical therapist. I've been a physical therapist for 22 years.
22.
23 now. Treating in various settings, but outpatient is my favorite. It's the field where I feel most comfortable, and I love being here and treating patients here. So, yeah.
That's great. And how long have you been there? I think Dr. Cintineo said about 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Close. Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
That's true. And I do like to say to all our listeners right now that you were my doctor while I was there. You helped me on many different conditions that I had. I was in a car accident, and you helped relieve a lot of the pain and really get me back to being able to walk better and a few other things. And then also my wife visits you quite frequently, and you also work with my two daughters. So it's one, and that's what I said to Dr. Cintineo, that not only, of course, you're taking care of us, but you feel like you're with family, and that you could be very comfortable with the people that are at the facility. So thank you, Dr. Meyer. It's wonderful.
We are happy we could help you. That's the greatest reward, seeing you up and walking and enjoying life.
Right. So I hope I see you again, but not too soon, because I feel healthy right now.
Yeah, we're going to see you under different circumstances.
Yes, but it's also good to come as a maintenance. So wonderful to see you. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for all your service to all the patients.
Bye.
That's Ebony.
Hi, Ebony. How are you?
Well, how are you?
And what's your position at the facility?
I'm a physical therapist, so I assist the physical therapists and the chiropractors with setting up treatments and making their plan.
That's great. And how long have you been there?
I've been here for about 2.5 years now.
That's a nice amount of time. And you're off to studying. Are you still in school?
I'm currently not in school right now, but I plan on going back very soon. So still a little undecided on what I'm doing, but
Great.
we'll get
Well, it's wonderful to see you today. Thank you for joining in.
no problem.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Now we go down the long hallway.
Okay, so now we'll move through here. So this is actually the newest part of the practice right here, the newest of the newly renovated offices.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
So this is an exam room at the moment. And this is an acupuncture room.
Yes, I had many sessions there with Dr. Sophia.
Mm-hmm. And this is another acupuncture room.
Yes.
And this is our massage room.
Great. Really wonderful, really clean and sanitary. Everybody's following the CDC guidelines. It must have been tough when that first hit us, that you had to clean up the place, sanitize it. I'm sure it always has been, but obviously you have to follow all the CDC guidelines. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yes.
And so this is moving up into the reception area now.
Great. And there's Lori.
There's Lori again. And then these are
No,
just in the reception area. There's a lot of my
that's incredible.
my continuing education.
Right. So continuing education, you always have to stay trained and educated on the latest techniques and everything that goes on. That's great. All right, Dr. Cintineo,
Right.
that's wonderful. Thank you for taking us on the tour.
One more thing to talk to you about COVID and the pandemic. So we were closed the month of April of last year. So that was at the beginning of the lockdown. So what happened is over that 4 weeks that we closed, and we did all the research we needed in terms of how to prepare to reopen again. So we have all our sanitation protocols in place. We have our shielding. Masks are required in the office at all times. I don't have one on at the moment. Only because we're doing the video and there's nobody around me. And we're maintaining social distancing in the PT room and in the reception area. We're normally not allowing any more than 2 to 3 people in the reception area at a time. And I'm also proud to say that since we opened up again in May of last year, we have not had a single case of COVID transmission in the office.
That's great.
So that's a testament to my staff hearing all the guidelines.
That's terrific. Thank you, Dr. Cintineo. Sometimes I do call you Dr. C as my family doctor. Thank you, Dr. C.
That's fine.
So I want to thank you for letting us into your facility, telling us about it. It is a wonderful place. I suggest everybody that is seeking, physical therapy or any other needs that the doctor just explained, that you do consider Academy Spine and Physical Therapy. They are a staple in our community, and you could just see how wonderful the place is. So, Dr. Cintineo, I'd like to thank you on the behalf of the Board of Directors and the Fair Lawn Chamber of Commerce for joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me, Alan. And in regards to everybody in your family.
Terrific. Thank you. I will say that. So, on behalf of the Fair Lawn Chamber of Commerce, my name is Alan Cohen. It's been a pleasure to interview Dr. Cintineo and the Academy Spine and Physical Therapy. Thank you.